Okay guys, so in this video we are going to talk about the final variable, but before we talk about the final variable, let's understand what is final method. Sorry, we are going to talk about in this video. But before we talk about final method, let's talk about final variable, which we have already seen though in our account class. I'll just show you the account class. This is savings account, that's fine. I just want the account class. This is demo, this is absolutely fine. So let's talk about our account class. Let me open our account class, and there we will see first what is the final variable. We have already defined it, but let me show you that, and let's understand that first. And again, let's revise it first, and then we will talk about the final method. You can see here in the account class where we have defined all the generic properties for our account classes. Here we have defined one variable called interest rate. So interest rate we have defined as static. Why static we have defined it? Because we want the interest rate to be shared amongst all the objects. That is the reason why it is static here, right? So the data in the interest rate is going to be common for all the objects, hence it is static. Whereas this account number and balance, they are going to hold account specific data, hence they are instance variables. So with every object there should be different copies of account number and balance to be created, because we are going to store different data for every object, hence it is the need of creating different copies of variables for every new object created. Whereas static, we want only one variable to be created being shared by all, because the data which we are considering storing inside this is going to be common, hence it is static. But why we did define it as a final? Because the final variable is a variable which cannot be changed. Like once, wherever you define the variable, you have to give it a value, but once you give it, you cannot change the value of such a variable as a part of the logic of your class implementation, right? So none of your operations like withdraw, deposit, right, or any get balance, or any operation for that matter, should not be able to change deliberately or as a part of the logic, or as a mistake, by mistakenly. None of your operations should be able to change the value of the final variable, because the change in the final variable is this interest rate variable is always going to be triggered by the external entity, that is RBI. So once the RBI will revise the interest rates, that is the only trigger point when we would like to change it, right? There is no any internal operation related to the account class is going to trigger that change, right? So we do not want either any operations to change the value of our interest rate. Whenever there would be a revision of the interest rates from the RBI, this is the place only where we want to update that interest rate based on that new revisions, right? We do not want any other places to have the updation in this variable, hence we have defined this variable as final. So final variable cannot be modified. Now what is final method? After understanding this, what is final method? So final method is a method. Now in inheritance, like this withdraw amount is a method implemented in the parent class, but the child classes can change the implementation of this method by overriding, right? So the methods implemented in the parent, they are open to be overridden by child classes if they wish to. So in our savings class, we have overridden the method. I'll show you that. So let's go to the savings account. I will go to the types of accounts, and there we will see in the savings account.java we have overridden the method. So what is this? We have changed the implementation of a method provided or initially implemented by the parent. So parent has already implemented this method, but we changed the implementation of this method because the withdraw amount operation is kind of different in case of savings account. So what implementation our parent class has provided, it's not applicable to our savings account because of some different rules being applied to the savings account, right? So savings account changed its implementation. But let's say now parent class wants to define such a method or implement a method. Now the parent class doesn't want such method to be overridden, because overriding is a way by which the classes can change the implementation. But now my class wants to define such a method which should not be changed at all by any class. Okay, so the procedure which my parent class is defining, let's take an example of opening an account. So public void open account. So opening, right? So for opening an account you have to go through some procedure, right? So that procedure is going to be common, hence it is going to be implemented in the parent class, and the procedure is going to be strict and the same for all. There should not be any class which is changing this procedure. Okay, so the procedure is decided and should not be altered by any class. So such method we will define as final. Final method is a method which cannot be overridden and change the implementation. So I'll say here system out print ln submit the KYC documents and we will say system out print ln account opening may take 8 working days. So this is the process, okay, of account opening. Whatever the scrutiny is to be done, and every step is implemented which is common, which is generic, hence it is implemented in the parent class. So there is not specific procedure for every kind of an account. There is a generic process, and this is the process. Whenever there would be any change into the process based on the decision from the bank side, that change would only be done here in this implementation. There should not be any other implementation of this process should exist, right, in the system. So whatever is the process is implemented here, and no one should be able to change it as a part of its implementation. Neither savings account nor salary account or nor current account. Any type of an account has got this generic opening account process, right? So there should not be any change into the implementation of this. Whenever there would be any, the change will take place here, and all the other child classes are compulsorily be inheriting this implementation. They won't be changing, or they are not allowed to change the implementation of this method. Whereas when we override, what happens is we do have one parent version available to the child class, but the child class may choose to change its implementation based on its requirement. But here we deliberately do not want this method to be changed through overriding. So we want to stop the overriding of this method. We do not want any child class to change the implementation of this operation through overriding. So we want to stop that. We want to stop the classes from overriding. So the open account is an procedure which has got the generic implementation. So open account is a generic process applicable for all kinds of accounts, and hence there should not be any specific process for any type of an account should exist, right? So that is what final is. So final method cannot be overridden. So savings account, salary account, these child classes, if they try to override the method, means if they try to keep the definition same, so public void open account, so here I am keeping the definition same and try to provide the implementation by writing some logic here, compiler will not allow me this. It will say you cannot override final method from account class. So here in the account class, this method is final, meaning no child classes will be able to change its implementation by overriding this method. So overriding is not possible with respect to final method.